Hey you guys, so I just wanted to talk to you. This is my, my last site visit for January, and I went to St. Joseph's, which is down in Denver. It's a beautiful, beautiful campus. I took some footage. I'm going to stick it in this little video. It's a beautiful campus. So I worked with the HIM manager and the HIM lead for so he is actually the manager. He's I guess considered an area manager. He has St. Joe's Hospital, Good Samaritan, and St. Lutheran. Those three hospitals are metro areas, and they are the bigger facilities for the Sel Health system. And so I did basically the same thing I did on the first site visit. I followed the release of information and team, their centralized release of information, their centralized release of information. And that means that they can pull anybody's medical records from any area. So like let's say the patient is coming into St. Lutheran and they want their records from Platte Valley, which is way up north. The technician in St. Lutheran can pull the records from Lutheran, from Platte Valley for the patient that's coming to Lutheran to get the records, which is really nice. Some hospitals don't have it set up like that. Like the last hospital I worked for, we were not centralized. We had to, even after I got the request from the patient, I would have to send it to that facility to get the request, and I couldn't pull records from, even though we were all in the same system, I couldn't pull records from that other hospital. So that's one thing that I think is really, awesome about having centralized records. So I followed them. I followed him scanning person. He was really awesome. He had been in the field for 17 years. It was crazy. And the lead, I actually went to school with her. We went through the RHIT program together, or the HIT program, the HIT program together at a local community college, and it was really awesome to see her again, kind of catch up a little bit. So that was nice. And the manager was really open, and he showed me a lot of data on how they calculate their discharge for when Joint Commission comes in, how they use the release of information scanning and documentation that comes in and gets the overall productivity for not only his hospital but the other two hospitals that he's over top of. Then he uses that data to see which hospital is processing the most records, the error rate, how many physicians are not finishing their work, what their percentage is. Because I think we actually have Joint Commission coming, but I'm not sure which facility is. I want to say it's Good Sam, but I'm not positive. So yeah, that was pretty interesting. I followed the lead, and she showed me some of the daily tasks she does, like the PTO calendar, like she schedules everybody's PTO. She also floats between the St. Joe facility and the St. Lutheran facility, and she does all of the admin stuff for those facilities, as well as she troubleshoots problems with patients and between the floors, if it's like one of the nursing units to HIM, or if it's downstairs to HIM. And it's pretty organized. For example, like that facility doesn't have a face-to-face person. Like the patients can't come up to that floor and get their medical records because the third floor is a locked unit. It's just admin staff for the hospital. No outside person can get on that floor unless they're escorted up. So they have a area downstairs that's called, what was it called? Patient resource. And down there in the patient resource, there was a guy named Ernie. He was really nice, and he actually helped the patients. Like he burned images, and he would do releases, even though that wasn't like his specialty area, and he was still learning. if he needed help, he would call upstairs and they would do the release for him. And then they also had one person that would answer the phones, and they had like a call center set up. So each person in every facility, there's only one, and she or he handles the phone calls, so the other people in the area can get their work done, which is awesome, because the last facility I worked with was not very organized as far as that, and we had a clerk, but she never answered the phones, so the phones would roll over to us. And we would get a lot of like third-party calls, like PsyOx, DataFi, and they would try and get status checks, or they would try and get do records requests over the phone, which they can't. They have to send in a request. And they also don't have paper fax. The fax is electronic, which is awesome, and the fax shows up into a work queue, and then people just pull the fax out of the work queue and do the release. The only releases that they don't do is legal, like attorney releases, or insurance release, work comp, all that stuff. That goes to a lady that comes in. Her name's, I think Bonnie, does all these sites, or there's another person that comes in and they do the legal releases for Sel Health, which is nice because they can get out of control sometimes. I just imagine, it's Denver, it's a metro area. Just imagine how many work comp cases come in, how many people are trying to sue their jobs for injuries, or people get assaulted or whatever, and they're in court and they need medical records and stuff. Just imagine that. So it's really nice not to have that. I think it's really well organized, and you can tell, even though they're big facilities, and he has 3 big hospitals down in Denver, the work environment, they're not stressed, you know what I mean? They're not running around with their heads cut off. So I really like that. It was a calm, collected area, you know what I mean? That hospital is 7 floors, so you can imagine how many beds they are. I can't remember what the bed count was, but I'll look it up and maybe put it in another video. But yeah, so I took some I guess pictures of the facility, not when I was walking in, but like inside. Well, I don't think I have any walking into the building, but inside the building, it's really pretty, and it's just like the downstairs area and the chapel and all that stuff, because I don't know if I ever mentioned, but Sel Health is a Catholic based hospital. They are run by or they were started by, and I guess still run by, nuns. So they are the Sisters Charity of Leavenworth, and they were a group of nuns that started the hospital. I think they had bought that building, and then a couple were donated, and they started it, and they took in young children who lost their parents here in Colorado, because they had like this gold rush or whatever, and parents would go, they would leave their kids in town, and they wouldn't come back because they'd either most likely die, or just leave their kids or whatever. So they started that, and I think they're the only hospital in the state of Colorado that I know of that has a children's, like a children's home, like a I want to say mental health or day program for disabled or handicapped children or young adults. So it's pretty awesome. It's nice. I really love I think this is the first facility that I've been to that I've worked with that I felt kind of, like at peace with, and that I really enjoy being a part of. So I'm hoping that everything stays good like that, and I don't have any issues in the near future. I do have my yearly evaluation coming up with my coding department, so I'll probably let you guys know how that goes. I'm kind of nervous because I haven't gotten an audit yet, and it's almost been a year in April, and they're supposed to be auditing us, give us an audit they're supposed to send us 10 charts. We're supposed to be audited every single month starting in January. So I haven't gotten an audit yet or seen anything, so I'm still waiting. So here, I'm gonna attach the video. Thanks for watching. Oh, subscribe and comment and like and share and all that stuff.